Right. Now you mentioned Shakur. He's about to fight April 8th.
Right.
About to enter in that 135 division. Where do you see him stand with amongst of all these big names such as Devin Haney, Tank, the top five? He's going to
I
be
was about to say
fighting
that.
a guy.
You took in my mind. I was gonna say you gotta put him at least top five. Top five. You gotta give Devin and Lomachenko and Tank those guys their respect for those guys who basically, what I'm saying, they made their bones there. They planted, they planted their seed already there for a while. So you gotta give them that respect. Give them that respect. But you can't. But at the same time, we're not taking nothing from Shakur because we know what he can do. You know what I mean? He's two divisional world champion now, shooting for a third. So you gotta acknowledge his skills. But at the same time, I get it. People are like, once he gets his fight out the way, then he can say, okay, he earned it because he fought somebody at 135. You know what I mean? So, but and even then, you got to put him in there because he did what he had to do at 30 and 126. So you got to give him his credit. But at the same time, you gotta also respect the guys like Tank, Devin, Lomachenko, and whoever, that's already been there putting in their work. But I think overall, from what I've seen with Shakur, and Shakur, actually, we still talk. We actually talk to this day. And I'm gonna be out there for his fight in April because of course I'm a commentator, but I'm going out there to show him love and everything too. But he's the type of cat that where like that motivates him. When people say, well, he hasn't earned it, or he's not fighting nobody. Well, he's calling them. He's calling for them. He wants to fight them. So that's going to be lightweight division is definitely going to be an interesting division as long as these guys continue to be like how like Devin and Lomachenko are as well. Wanting to face each other. No one's trying to marinate something too long. Like, nah, let's get like we know the history between all you guys. We all know you guys got maybe some type of rivalry or beef within each other. That's good enough story right there. We ain't gotta wait to let this marinate for 2, 3 years. These are still young kids. So they're growing. So you want to get it. You want to get it now before like even like with Devin. How long can he make 135? You know what I mean? How long? How many more? How long? Does Lomachenko have in the tank? He came out for his pro career. He came out the gun shoot 10 rounders and 12 and so on and so on.
So there's so much to talk about in this division, and I'm glad that I have you on because, a guy from my area, Jamel Ortiz, another guy that you fought, you know what I'm saying? Big kid, you know what I'm saying? He's bigger than me. I stand at 5'8". I walk around like 180 pounds, 170 pounds. And, this kid, and I'm out of shape, but, but either way, either way, a big kid, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that we don't mention too much when it comes down to 135 pounds. He had a great outing against Lomachenko. Were you able to see that fight?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I was tuning in to it.
So do you believe that Lomachenko looked like Lomachenko? Do you think he kind of aged out over one fight, or is Jermaine Ortiz that good?
Now, Jamel Ortiz is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually glad Jamel Ortiz is good because when I fought Jermaine, it was acting like I just came across somebody that wasn't,
He's
he
from
wasn't
Massachusetts,
known.
my brother.
Yeah, he wasn't known, but like I knew he was good. Like we studied Jermaine, a lot in that camp, and he just
The
like
technician.
that third quarter of the fight is when he really started pulling away. You know what I mean? Because he got that dog in him, man. And it's funny because I felt like the way he ended our fight is the way he started off in the Loma fight. Fast, fast, always in his face, punches, moving on angles. Man, that shit frustrated the hell out of you, man. I'm looking at him like I'm usually known as the boxer. When I fought Ito, you see me, I'm using angles, turning, all that. So when I fight Jermaine, it's like, damn, I gotta go get this dude. Like I can't, but he moving, he'll be here, but then he going over like so like I get it, like I'm not taking anything from Lomachenko. Like I said, I just think Jermaine Ortiz started really fast, and it was like, and it was I called that fight ringside. I'm sitting there watching, like I'm just thinking, like, man, I wonder how. Like I know Jermaine got it, but I'm trying to figure out how long can he keep this pace. I think, and I will say this on Lomachenko's part, his team was smart because they made that fight a 12-round fight for a reason. because Jamel Ortiz has never been in that 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? When I fought him, it was 10 rounds. You know what I'm saying? And he pulled out. You know, because it was close on the cards at least. You know what I mean? And he got the nod. All credit to my man Jamel. Jermaine's cool. But yeah, I think it was more of a strategic thing on Lomachenko's part because again, you know, he was dealing with the war and everything. So he wasn't he wasn't in no boxing gym. You know what I mean? So we can't really sit there and say, well, he started slow. Well, we know for a fact that man was not in no gym doing anything for quite some time. He's trying to fight for his life and defend his country. So I respect that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, that was smart of him to be like, yo, we're gonna make this fight a 12 round instead of a 10 because that fight was kind of, you know, it was kind of close.
I was there.
When we was looking at it, you know what I mean? We was looking at it. I'm like, that fight was kind of close. So yeah, man. But Jamel Ortiz is definitely he's the sleeper. I would say he's the sleeper in the division. You know, people still don't know too much about him, but except for the couple of fights, you know, that they may see on TV or Showbox or whatever. But like, he can fight. He can fight.
Yeah, they know of him now because of your fight with him with Joseph Adorno,
right.
And now, you know, and recently with you know, Lomachenko.
Right.
But you know, a guy that you know has a good amateur background. You know, he's had you know opportunities to share the ring with you know Teofimo Lopez in the amateurs, Jaron Booth and you know he beat Africa in the amateurs as well. So a guy that you know us boxing purists know about.
Yeah, he got some names. He got some names on the resume, amateur and pro.
Right.
So you gotta give him that.
So when we talk about him, do you believe he belongs to be, you know, possibly in the top 10, top, you know, 8 discussion?
Now, I would say 10. And I will only say 10 because ain't no bums fighting no Lomachenko. Ain't no bums. I don't care who you are. Ain't no bums getting no Lomachenko opportunity. You know what I mean? That's a decent payday. You know, so they ain't giving that away to nobody. Especially right now, they trying to. You know, at one point in time, you see them throwing. If you look at it, they was throwing money at any fight out there. But like in the business side, they're kind of scaling back because especially when you got you see networks now they throw money at these fighters crazy, and then they be gone 2 years later because they done came wiped out their whole balance out. So I think like yeah. So with that being said, like to get those type of fights and those paydays, you can't you gotta have done something.
Right.
Like so, I actually what I'm saying, people it might look funny, but like I don't like one thing I always stay uplifted because my team always said this, like say for instance with Jamel Ortiz, okay, he beat me. What did that get him? You know what I mean? What did he get it after that? That got him a Lomachenko fight. So it was like you gotta look at it like, well, Jermaine ain't beat no bum, despite what anybody can say about the fight. But like I thought I look at it like he ain't fight no bum. So he earned it right. He earned that right. I mean, honestly, that probably could have been me if it had been the decision went elsewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. So that's how I look at it. So like, even with the Shakur fight, what happened after that? He went to a unification with Oscar Valdez, something that we were both chasing. You know what I mean? We were both chasing that Valdez fight. So that's why I never take nothing away. Now, if I would have lost, and then the dude I lost who fought, a tomato can and got his ass knocked out, then they're looking at it like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's going on, man? Like, hold up, man. But that's how I look at it, man. I don't stress it. It's boxing. It's sports. It's a sport. People, you win some, you lose some. Unless you're Floyd or Andre Ward or some, Joe Calzaghe. But hey.
I'm glad you mentioned Oscar Valdez because he's going to be in the co-main event on that Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight. He's going to be fighting Adam Blue Nose.
Yeah.
What do you think about that fight?
They could have called me
for the second time.
They could have
called you up.
They could have called me up. Let's be real. I'm not heavy or nothing like that. They could have called me up.
It's coming off of a loss against Supernova.
It is no hate. It's no hate. But if we going by fighters now coming off losses and this and the third and still getting the co-main event, you know what I mean? But hey, I'm glad it's like that. Because it obviously says your name holds some weight where like you can bounce off a loss and still come to the co-main to a big fight. It's not like a showbox card when you're the co-main event, and then go into you're nah. I mean, it's a big fight. It's a big card. I mean, and I mean, people might say whatever about the fight. Even like including myself. Like I don't really care for it. I ain't got nothing against him. I'm cool with Adam. I'm cool with Valdez too. But I'm just saying if that earns the right to be a co-main event, they could. I'd have got up for that fight.
Mm.
I would have got up for that fight. I've been chasing Oscar, and there's no grudge. It's just a competitive nature. But I definitely, because like I said, I've been in the gym for like over 2 months now, so it'd have been no thing for me to, what I'm saying. And I keep my weight down, and I stay in contact with my coaches out and trainers out in LA, and my team out there. So like I'm always in tune with what was going on. I already knew, like I said, I already knew about that fight before it even got put out there. So I already knew about it, and Top Rank. I told Top Rank personally, hey, y'all could, hey, now I told him, matter of fact, I told him, anybody get injured, call me up. Simple as that. So you best believe Monday I'm going back to the gym.
That's what's up. That's what's up. You're staying ready, man.
No,
So,
because
man, you've
I can
been.
still make 130. I can still make 130. Like I don't, because I got a great nutritionist with perfect athletes. So so like
And to
making the weight
compete in
is
the
no
top
thing.
level at
Yeah,
130.
exactly. Yeah. So like I'm not that type of fighter where like, oh man, I never miss weight. I never had weight
Yeah,
issues
you're
or anything like that.
professional.
So yeah, even now, like I said, when you don't see my face heavy or nothing like that, I'm still slimmed up. I can make the weight, but I just gotta I just needed the opportunity that was the case, and so that means yes, I will come back and fight if they was like, hey, boom, we want to do this, cool. It just had to make sense.
Awesome. Who do you think is the top guy at 130 pounds?
Oh damn, now it's crazy. The landscape changed like that
It
in like
switched, yeah.
in like the last two
So we got
years.
Oshaki Foster.
But no, I was like, I gotta give it to my man. My man Oshaki, man, he surprised me. I mean, I thought he was gonna pull it out, but the way he did it, it was like, yo, you gotta watch out for this dude. Like that's another example. People, years ago, like he was in jail cells. His career was on a downward slope of me. And then what happened? What happened? Now he's champion of the world. You know what I mean? And he beat he beat a notable champion within his own right. So you got to give him that. And he had to grind. He wasn't giving. He didn't have that huge promoter. He had to grind. So I respect that. Shout out to my man Johnny Full Throttle. I see you, Johnny. Philly.
I'm getting good vibes on this live, bro. And you know what I mean by that, I feel like there's no biased talk here.
No,
You
no,
know,
never that, never that. I mean,
I could
I'm just
feel
giving you
it.
my opinion. I'm just gonna give you
I
my opinion. I'm gonna show
yeah,
everybody love. I'm gonna show everybody love. Like I said, I told you earlier, I had bad blood with Chris Colbert, but I feel like he might pull it out tomorrow. I'm actually rooting for him to come back and bounce back and and do what he do.
absolutely, man. And speaking on that 135 division, you got Devin Haney with all the belts. And then you fought, Shakur Stevenson. I'm sure you shared the ring with plenty of these names in
Yeah,
sparring. And if you have, mentioned them. But what do you think about, Shakur entertaining a fight with Devin Haney, in his next fight if he becomes, successful against Lomachenko?
that's a good fight. That's a good fight. That's a real good fight. I hope we can see that fight because I know Devin's, he only got but so much time in 135. We know that, but I hope we can get those fights in now, because once Devin leaves, really, I mean, who else do you want to see Shakur fight? Okay, you could say yeah, my man Tank or whatever, yeah,
After.
but Tank, you got to deal with the whole negotiation. You see how negotiations went for that Ryan fight. I know for a fact Shakur ain't going for it. That's just how he is, man. Him and Jay Prince, they're not going for it. So you like right there, that could be an issue. So like Shakur and Devin is the fight, the fight they made. But you can't count out Lomachenko. So Shakur Lomachenko as well. So basically Shakur, either the winner of those two is a good matchup. It's a good matchup. Yes, we will. And you throw Tank in the mix, and if it was willing to, if it was our way, the way we could have it, of course, yeah, throw Tank in there too.
So is if Lomachenko loses to Devin Haney, can he be possibly the gatekeeper of 135?
I think I talked about that a few days ago. Matter of fact, I don't think Lomachenko will place himself or be satisfied with being a gatekeeper. I think if anything, he'd just go out on his shield and that'd be it. You know what I mean? Because he's done. He's done enough. He's done enough, in my opinion, to be a Hall of Famer. The guards want him something like you got. I mean, you got to just add up the titles alone. Whatever you can say about the names or whoever when the weights he fought him at or whatever. But like I said, the titles go a long way. And don't forget, let's be honest, they're going to include his amateur pedigree as well as his professional pedigree within all that, to be like why he should be in the Hall of Fame as a great. So I don't think if he loses, I don't think I don't see him as being no gatekeeper. Anything, he ain't gonna be no easy gatekeeper. He won't be an easy gatekeeper for anybody. I don't care what anybody. He just lost to the better man.
Yeah, I mean, not an easy gatekeeper whatsoever.
Nah.
But, we also have Errol Spence that's talking about, Frank Martin, his fighter. He's mentioning Shakur. He wants to put money on that. Shakur says, I'm looking for the big fish. You could take my little man's Keyshawn Davis instead. But what do you think about Frank Martin? Does he belong in the top 5? Does he belong in that?
Nah, he a silent killer. He a silent killer. He's gonna shock some people. Like, yeah, man, yeah, like my man Johnny said, no disrespect. If Toro Gotti got to the Hall of Fame, there's no way they're not gonna let Lomachenko in right now. Right now, like I mean, there's no disrespect, but like Lomachenko has done more, and I mean, Gotti's put a lot of fun fights, but in terms of like accomplishments, you got to give it to Lomachenko. But going back to Frank Martin, he could be in that top 10 for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, top 10 for sure. I mean, he got a good win over Rivera, so that who's also considered another up and coming contender. So it was good that's how it's supposed to be. Like top contenders facing each other to get to that next level. Where like, okay, now everybody's like on like standby. Like, hold up, who this dude? Like, he making some noise. So yeah, you got to put Frank put Frank in there.
I'll being biased on this Spence and Crawford because I know Crawford's your man, bro.
Now we said Gotti put in the work. We said it was a lot of fun fights. I'm talking about the accomplishments. And yes, Gotti has his accomplishments, especially with that body shot. You know what I mean? He was sick, but him and Lomachenko, two completely different fighters. And then, like I said, if Gotti's in there, my man, they're gonna put Lomachenko in there. That just is what it is.
Right.